So you have UFO.
Swami care that we're revealing his mantras?
Then don't put it up. Put something else
I
up.
don't know if this happened.
No, I don't know. I think it's okay. So you've got the UFOs in the World Trade Center. Let's click on there. See what that's all about. That's got 100,016.
I don't know what that is. But there is,
well, you must have,
like a little blip on that if you watch that.
You must have liked it because you made it.
You'll see a little light blip off the screen showing that there was something there. It goes where they're pointing. It goes. Go up.
This just in, you were looking at obviously a very disturbing live shot there. That is the World Trade Center, and we have unconfirmed reports this morning that a plane has crashed into one of the towers of the World Trade Center.
The plane was coming in. I noticed
a second before it hit the building. It looked like it was moving slowly, and it lined itself up to hit the building directly.
The doorman goes to me, "Oh, wow, I've never seen a plane flying so low." And we looked out at it, all of a sudden.
They've got one actor that saw two planes. He saw both of them. Imagine that.
Well, you're saying there were planes now.
No, I'm not. I'm talking that this guy's an actor.
This guy's an actor. How do you know this guy's an actor?
They've actually investigated into some of these people's backgrounds.
You know this guy, though?
Well, I'll find out about it.
Well, find out about this guy. You can't just say people are actors and know nothing about them.
When people have studied it for 7 years and they've found out that the people who said they saw airplanes are either actors or have very prominent positions in media, are the producers' wives, the directors' wives. How about the head? How about the head of
thousands of people that saw airplanes
on television?
All actors and producers. What?
On television, they saw airplanes on television.
No. Live after if the World Trade Center was burning,
Here,
Tower 1 was burning. What did you staring at? I did. I kept staring at it, even though
now what about?
Everyone saw another plane hit the building.
What about this, Alan? Where's the shreds of the plane?
It's in the building.
Everything just completely went inside. Nothing hung on the outside. No little.
I said before, throw a baseball through a window. The baseball doesn't bounce off the window, it goes right through the window if you throw it hard enough, like at 500 miles an hour that the plane was moving at, or 400 miles an hour.
So every other airplane crash that's in existence, when you find rubble of the airplane, was not like the baseball theory.
What do you mean? What are you talking about? There haven't been many huge planes crash into an office building. I can't remember one.
Oh yeah, there was in the there was one kid that crashed it. Remember?
That wasn't a huge Boeing 747 going 400 miles an hour.
Well, okay, I'll put this out.
To a building made of basically the outside was aluminum and glass.
You're a definite classic plane hugger.
I'm not a plane hugger.
You and Joe Friendly are in the same category there.
Obvious facts. You can look at the obvious, or you can look at the obvious unobvious. As Ramtha would say. But you can look at what happened and you can deny it.
But every single part of the airplane was like the baseball going through a glass window.
It's going very, very fast. Because that the momentum of it would carry it into something as cheaply built as the World Trade Center. If you ever in there, you would have known how cheap that building was. The carpet was coming off. But, it just looked very, very poorly made. I think you're becoming a plane hugger.
No, I'm not. I'm going into deep grief.
You're going into deep grief about what?
Just about the nature of the mind control that exists in the country.
Well,
and how the media's...
Where did you even hear that there weren't any planes that...
Well, for me, when I went no planes, the energy started running in my life. I started to have more confidence in myself. My body got healthier. My body shifted and changed.
No planes.
It was embracing a reality that was going against the social consensus that's killing people. If you go into those immortal people that you're talking to, that you're so excited about, fundamental to the principle of immortality is that you don't buy into a belief of death.
Exactly.
And the planes going into the World Trade Center were cartoons, and that is not powerful enough for us to achieve our immortality. You can't have a cartoon reality and do the great work. And in order to shed that reality, that's why we had the tough disciplines at the Ramtha school. The lazy nature that we can succumb to will want us to sort of keep getting spoon-fed information that sort of keeps us in a semi-peaceful state. But pretty soon you find people needing Prozac, or even in your mom's case, she knows that she should have exercised her body when she could have, until getting to the position where she would have to have that surgery on her back. By the time the surgery comes, the pain is so great. You know, the week before the surgery is not the time to decide it. So wouldn't it have been better if there was less inhibition and we could have discussed the swastika on my wall? You know, to see why I put it up there? Why I'm so concerned to shake people up to say, hey, you know, we're going down the wrong track, collectively. Well, like all of us, like my dad, you know, he said, I couldn't sleep all night, you're like a prostitute, you know, you don't even know how to dance, you never took a lesson. But by talking about me, you know, sort of being in joy over my sexual nature even at 56 years old, it was enough of a shake-up that we could at least start to address the fact that he's still alive. Even though he was given this number that said he had prostate cancer, that started him on a regime of taking Lupron, that definitely has a so-called side effect. It's not a side effect. It's a direct consequence of this medicine. You get bone cancer. My father got bone cancer, had pins in his back. That's why I put the x-rays right up next to the swastika, because I meditate on these images. And he was sent home to die. We got him a walker just to cheer him up, just to give him confidence. Nobody ever thought he'd even use the walker. As soon as he stops taking the Lupron, he starts to come back. That means his body, he was so healthy. Then in August, he starts a regime of chemotherapy that he only just stopped now. So what is it, April? He stopped in March. All of that horrible abuse that he took. And I gave him a model of hope. I said, you know what, Daddy? It's a type of meditation. Taking poison is a type of meditation because you have to stay really focused on your dream in spite of the onslaught to your body. And I think that was the idea in the Christian Middle Ages with the hair shirts, to kind of sort of semi-torture yourself so you constantly stay alert and awake. And he's still alive, Alan. So that's...
Well, he does have a good constitution.
Well, he believed he had cancer, you know.
No, but he has a good constitution. So what are you saying now, Paula?
I'm saying we're part of a very sick society. And we have bad doctors, we have bad media people.
Well, there are some good doctors, there are some good politicians. There are some good plane huggers.
Yeah. I mean, people are all good. Everybody's good. I mean, I'm praying for the perpetrators to come forth and confess. Somebody did it.
Well, they didn't confess about the Kennedy assassination. Why would they confess about anything else?
Well, for the people like Joe Friendly, who's so sad about me, you know, being a no-planer, he thinks that I'm disturbing this, that they're right at the fingertips to have a reinvestigation. Right. But like Gisela Whitehouse, if a Holocaust survivor can't even get the money that her father put in a Swiss bank, if Dean Lauren can't pass the bar because the judges are wired, if DeAndrea goes to jail for 3 years because her child... No, she was in jail for 3 years. If that happened and she can't protect her own child, and most mothers are walk away from their children rather than face up to the institution, telling them that they just have to let it go. And these kids are put into, you know, some kids are put into a semi-slavery situation. They actually harvest children out of the foster care to please these powerful people. It's so horrible. And I went to Swami Kaleshwar, and I got blessed by a great manifestation master, and I said, I want to address this. How come big gurus are pedophiles? You know, how come big politicians are? And Swami said he'd give me the sexual secrets, and he never did.
Wow.
But I started to figure it out by myself, particularly right now on YouTube with my viewers. Well, somebody read a book called Confessions of a Pedophile, and as I listened to that, I realized that some of those methods were being, you know, you don't get a child to do this right away. It takes about a year, and you start to blackmail them, and it starts off with...
Blackmail the child?
Yes. You start to give the child what he likes, then you start to plot against the parents, and you have the child keep secrets, and then the pedophile starts to ask the child, did he keep the secret? If the child didn't keep the secret, then he backs off.
That's a whole, like, premeditated development. So
yeah,
weird.
It's really intense. So I realized that was starting to happen to me. Some people were approaching me and using these methods, and because I can't keep a secret, it didn't work. But it also involves neuro-linguistic programming. There was one show I did with Frank Craven where this guy was giving me these messages. Hello?
Oh, sorry.
But anyway, with your mom, I could see that the love your mom has for you is so strong that it keeps you safe.
Keeps me safe. Well, it's nice. It does keep everyone safe to know that they're loved. It doesn't matter who loves them, right?
But it's like you said to Amachi, you know, not everybody's had such beautiful models in their life. Like Hope Martin. What's that?
I said that to Amachi.
Yeah. It's up there. There's thousands of hits. I held the camera.
20,000.
Right. You should listen to it. It's really sweet.
Oh.
But, you know, in the conversation with your mother, you know, she said she felt that things got bad for you when you had that guru guy in that first time, you know.
Well,
and then he knocked on the door.
That she didn't understand, which is what it really was. It was a spiritual awakening. And suddenly there was more than just middle-class, white bread life in Long Island.
Well, all I can...
Because my father was starting to explore Zen meditation. It was starting to, you know, disrupt her, you know, normal, mundane world, because my father was opening up to a spiritual exploration. And then she didn't understand it because she wasn't ready to understand it. She's probably still not ready to understand it.
But I'm going to say
she... was threatening to break out of the box when someone was ready to.
The reason I always got along so well with your mother is sort of like a feminine thing. She once told me once, she goes, be a good Jewish mother to Alan, because she was worried you weren't eating enough. And she was trying through me to see if she could get you better nourished. So all I'm responding to is how a hole like this that has no shred of evidence that an airplane was there, it looks more like a missile went into it, or some other, you know, method. I think if you actually look at the love that your mother has for you, that goes even beyond your religion, because, you know,
how does all this have to do with a hole in the World Trade Center?
You're not seeing it.
What's the points there?
How is this? I say the society's been hypnotized by breaking up the family connections of love.
It sounds like you're talking about Nico. This is Nico's theory you're spouting. Spout your own theory. I don't say that's true. And
well,
what does that have to do with the World Trade?
You can't say this is Nico because remember.
It has to do with the World Trade Center. You're not connecting the dots here.
You can't see that there was no airplane there because this.
I saw an airplane there. That's why.
I don't see it. There's no.
Well, you don't see it in this shot. It already went through the building.
It went through a whole building, and it came out on the other side.
Well, were you ever in the World Trade Center? Were you ever in those buildings?
Look at Alan. An airplane would not...
Answer me. Were you ever in
Yes, the answer is yes. I ate at the top.
Did you know how they were built? Pretty much the structures were on the outside, and there was some central beams. If it goes through the side of the building, it doesn't hit the beams holding up the floors in the center. It can go through the whole building because they were big open spaces. That's my experience of it.
I'm going into deep grief.
Okay, good. Let me know when you're out of it.
Okay.
Okay.
See you later.
Why? Why are you hanging up?
I just want to be with my grief. I don't want to do superficial conversations. I want to
superficial.
I want to talk. I want to talk about. I want to talk about your mom's back thing. I mean, you know, when you got online, you said, "Oh, my mom had a little operation," and she goes, "You call it little?"
Okay.
I think, you know, I really hear what that's like. I know what it's like to have metal rods in your back.
Okay.
And at her age, how she said, you know, you never think of yourself as old. All of a sudden it happens.
And what does this have to do with the World Trade Center?
To do deep healing, you have to go in, you have to unwind. It starts in the head.
Uh-huh. And again, what does it have to do with the World Trade Center? Anything, or is this another topic?
The World Trade Center is the best illustration of the group hypnosis that we're all under and that denies us our full power. We can't be powerful as long as we believe a myth.
As long as we believe that there are planes that hit the building, we can't be powerful.
Yes.
And what if, in truth,
because planes
that hit the building?
Because planes didn't hit the building.
No, I'm talking about, that's your belief. You
no,
don't
it's
know
not.
It, though.
No, because I've looked.
And as conditioned as anyone else to believe that planes didn't hit the building. That's a conditioning.
I don't feel that to believe that myth is going to take me into the vision I had at 29 years old, 28 years old of physical immortality. When I saw flash before me everything that aged my body, that was buying into a social myth, and I saw that wasn't the truth. And this myth with this whole...
Doesn't mean everything's a myth. It doesn't mean everything's true. It's a case-by-case point here. You know what I'm saying? So you're saying that you're saying what we're looking at now, right?
Let me put it this way, Alan.
What we're looking at now was not caused by a plane. That's what you're saying, just for people.
Okay,
right?
Before I go on, because
go ahead.
Before I go on, because what I said was I wanted to be with my grief. It's it's a very private place to be with your grief, where you really feel you give up. You're not going to be convincing anybody of anything because it's hopeless. It can't be done. You can see that any angle that you attack, it won't work. And even attack is an aggressive word. But let me put it this way. If we do continue, can I put this on your website, on your YouTube site?
What are we putting on my website?
This conversation, Alan Steinfeld talks to Paula Gloria.
No, I'm trying to do something on my website which is streamline certain, high-profile people.
Right. So what I feel is like I'm being scraped off, and so I want to end it. I'll put this.
I mean, you can feel that way. That's not what's happening, though.
No, but what I'm saying is, if I'm going to put my love, because that's what I do with my work, it's my love, and I try to bring forth the best of what I have. If I'm going to do this and continue any farther with you, I want you to put something in. I want some skin in the game. I want some commitment. Do you care enough about this conversation that you prove to me you care enough about it that you'll put it on your site? And then I'll continue with it.
Well,
otherwise, I'm perfect.
I have to look at it, I have to listen to it, I have to see if it's appropriate for my site.
Well, you know what you've said, you know what I've said.
And what will you call this?
I don't care. You can.
I'm trying to keep my site for mostly my interviews.
You're trying to keep it for people who've bought into this myth, basically.
Yes. If that's how you want to put it, yes.
Okay.
But don't throw this away. I might.
No.
I could put on. Maybe I'll develop another site that just has my conversations with Paula Gloria.
Yeah, it's a different style, Alan. I'm not ashamed of anything I've done.
Well, you shouldn't be. You haven't done anything weird.
Well, thank you.
Maybe you've said some strange things, but you haven't done anything.
Well, you didn't see what 41 Music did. You want to roll that in? Are you on the site now?
I'm looking at your stream.
You're looking at the stream. Okay, so let's watch this.
Let's watch what he's done to you.
And since you were my ex, sometimes intimate partner. Let's see what you think.
Sometimes intimate.
Yeah, so let's see what you think of this one.
I hope I'm not as upset as your father.
No, he got over it really quick.
Okay.
You know what he actually said? He goes, "You're very innocent," and he said, "Be careful." That's what his comment was. So here we go. This is, you see it? Paula Gloria is sexy.
Is sexy, 41.
Okay, so let's go into
I thought this was taken down.
No, on his site, not on my site. That's why they think
I'm. Put it up on your site.
That's why they think I'm a CIA person, because.
You make it bigger.
Yeah.
There you are.
That was. That was Natasha's dress.
That's Natasha?
No, that's me.
Is Natasha filming this?
No, I put it on the tripod.
That's funny. 21? Editing this?
Yeah, this is his editing. See the airplane up there?
Yes. How come I haven't seen that?
There's the airplane going into my belly.
That's great. That is great. No wonder you're just 9/11. That's what your father got upset about?
Yeah.
Even that short, that was short.
See the airplanes there?
I think it's really good.
Oh, he's a genius. Steve's a genius.
That's a little bit.
See, that's the sexual hypnosis. It had to be full penetration to get the public really offended that we've been raped.
Yeah, I think he's in love with you. I think that's great. Yeah, I think you should have a little affair with me.
That's a price tag. Demetria gave me those, and I thought I would take them back because I'll never wear them again.
I think it's TV fakery that you're not wearing those clothes. Body double.
Isn't my butt in good shape?
It is. How'd you do that?
I tell you, it's because I'm embracing a higher reality.
Oh, is that why?
Yeah, the knowledge is flowing through my body.
Oh, yeah.
I'm liberated, I'm free. That was Natasha's boots.
Are you and Natasha dancing somewhere together?
No, we should, probably. But isn't that sweet?
That's good. I don't think there's anything weird about that.
Well, people think I've descended to.
It's been even more.
Well, people think I've descended to porn, so.
It's not pornography.
But that just shows you how much pressure women are under, you know, to do the right thing. It's like Ugly George said, everyone's offended by women's breasts, but they're not offended by, you know, what's really scary, which is the child pornography, you know.
That's scary. I think what's scarier is there's a war going on and millions of people are being killed.
Exactly.
You know, after Vietnam, they would say, I think there were 50 million people, 50,000 soldiers died in Vietnam. Twice the number committed suicide when they came back.
Wow.
Can you believe that? No one's ever talking about that.
Oh, that's so sad.
And all the suicide from the people coming back from Iraq.
Oh, that's so sad.
You know, that's what's dangerous. War.
Well, that's why I think we have to embrace new realities to understand the answers. Like, I don't think it's greediness that stops people. There's you and me, see? At Burning
Can I
Man.
get a picture of us? I know, that's my website.
Yeah. I know. I think your YouTube website has more heart in it than your other one.
Okay, I'll put that on my homepage.
You've got more subscribers than I do.
I do.
Yeah, but I'd like to think because people are such chickens, they think Homeland Security's watching and they won't sign up.
That's why they're not subscribing.
Well, they unsubscribe. You know, after the porn, so-called porn stuff goes out, then I get a lot of unsubscribes because people say, "Oh, you're discrediting the research," and you know.
I never got any unsubscribe because people are getting what they first signed on to receiving. That's why I don't want to dilute the purity of my intention.
Okay, Alan.
That's... Do you get what I mean? I never get an unsubscribe.
Oh, I get them all the time.
Well, of course you do. But I don't.
Well, I was really happy that you put my face in this, right?
Which one? Of course I put your face in.
Well, no, you didn't. You didn't used to put my face in.
There I am with Laurie Handlers. If you move around there a little bit.
Where's Laurie Handlers? How is Laurie?
With Ram Dass. You can go down. That's Ken Wilber. Keep going down. Alex Gray. I don't know. You keep scrolling down, you see a lot more. Oh, there's Ram Dass. There's Ken Wilber. Who else do you have there? Oh, Carolyn Meese. Edgar Mitchell. Go down right there.
Go down, Edgar Mitchell.
Down. Just go down a little bit. I want to show you Edgar Mitchell. Well, next to Edgar Mitchell's Falco, but Edgar Mitchell, the guy with the red suspenders there, He actually went to the moon. Can you believe that, Paula? He went to the moon.
Can you believe that, Paula? Now, don't set me up. No, I don't believe that.
Went to the moon.
I do not.
What?
I do not believe. I do
don't
not believe in
You
1969.
they went to the moon.
No, I don't. Not the way they said. Not the TV fakery. That was real TV fakery.
Neil Armstrong never set foot on the moon.
Right.
Never did.
Right.
And why you say that? How could you? Why would you say that?
Because of the Van Allen belts.
Well, what does that have to do with anything?
Do you know that Adolf Hitler was even sold a bill of goods? In order to convince him to put...
Adolf? I don't believe that.
In order to convince him to put money into the rocket program, they actually showed him footage from something called Frau im Mund. It turns out that
Van Allen belts weren't as powerful or strong as Van Allen first thought they were. Is that possible? You thought of that one?
No, I was trying to do something here, but I can't do it.
What's that? Oh, what were you trying to do? That looked good.
It's a chroma key. If I had some white on the background...
That looks good. Oh, that's nice. I like that.
But there's some
Why don't
really...
you do that a little bit more because...
if it was more white...
Or you could chroma key the black.
Let's see if I can do it.
Black.
Watch this. See that?
Oh, that's nice.
See, I could... Yeah.
That's me and John Mack.
Oh, John Mack, I wish he stuck around longer.
Well, some people say he was bumped off, but I don't believe that.
Yeah, I know. You're a nice, innocent guy.
I mean, I think that he is, I call him the patron saint of the UFO movement.
I think he had some Nazi background.
He was Jewish. Nazi background.
Oh, but you know what? Me and Gazella are beginning to realize, who are the Nazis?
But the Jews themselves, of course. Is that what you're saying?
Well, she was, for practically nothing, filing all of the papers. She was the first plaintiff in this Holocaust thing. And later on, lawyers, probably mostly Jewish lawyers, I hate to say, started to file papers to the tune of $132,000 they collected from the poor Holocaust survivors.
Well, I don't understand what.
And they weren't getting, well, we'll learn a lot more, I'm sure.
Well, yeah.
It's a big topic. Well, anyway, nice to have you aboard, Alan.
Nice to be part of the rabbit hole. Nice to be down the rabbit hole. Good luck with all your rabbit holes.
Okay, I'll get this posted on my site. Maybe someday you'll put it on yours.
Well, if it's on your site, that's just as good.
Okay, bye.